It's Zach with 4 Ounces of Freedom, and today I'm joined by one of the newest additions to the PFL roster, the former CFFC Featherweight champion, Jose Perez, who makes his official PFA debut on August 23rd when he faces the Relentless Jose Stirn. How's it going today, Jesse?
Jesse's wrong guy. Jesse's going to be dead. You talking to Jose. How you doing? I'm doing good, man. What's up, Zach?
Doing good. I mean, 3 weeks from the time of recording, you're in the back of the anthem, hands are wrapped. You're just waiting for the cue to walk out for the official debut. You had a fight booked already. He gets moved to another opponent. Now you come in again. You were with Tyler Diamond, who he had 16 pro fights, and then, we're like, oh, maybe you'll get an easier fight. And they're like, no, here's a guy with 22 fights because nothing goes easy on your career. So
no, that's what this was supposed to be. That's I'm supposed to take a step up, and this is that. This is that step up, and I'm excited for it, man.
So, all that said, do you feel like a win here kind of cements that? Not only do we all know you belong here. This call-up should have been a year ago, if not before that. But a win here, do you think this pushes you to definitely cement you're in the 2025 season?
Well, what we'll say is I know I'm gonna win, but no one really knows for sure if I'm gonna win or not. So I kind of chalk it up to the same thing. I'm confident, and I do believe in pretty much the general consensus. Everyone does believe that this is where I belong. I'm supposed to be in these premier organizations. But yes, this is going to be the explanation point. This is going to be the guarantee. Okay, so we thought he was good enough, and now we know. But yeah, that's the way I'm looking at it. I'm going to try to stay ready. I had that missed opportunity with Tyler Diamond. That sucked. But yeah, my goal is basically just since I'm coming in late to the season, is make my statement, do the things that I was doing at CFFC, just doing it at a higher level, and give ESPN the show that they deserve, and yeah, then I'm hoping that after I scratch their back with some entertaining scraps, then yeah, next year they'll put me on the season.
Awesome. And, and the opportunity with Tyler Diamond, that fight fell through, but you got a different experience though too. You got to at least experience what a PFL fight week essentially is. It's no longer flying in the day before weigh-ins. You are actually there for fight week to kind of see oh shit, things are different at the next level. How was the initial fight week from the outside looking in, essentially?
Mixed emotions. I'd say mixed emotions for sure. So I was a little nervous because it is, like you said, it's an actual fight week now. I'm not flying in on Wednesday. I didn't know how that was going to work because that meant that my entire cut was going to be away from home base, whereas before I would do the vast majority. I would honestly try to cut almost all of it until I got on the plane, because I just didn't know what access to gyms and things like that I was going to have once I was out there. But this time around, yes, I knew that. I'm all right, so we're going to have to figure this out, because the whole cut, all of the water at least, is going to be cut on site. And yeah, they made it easy. There was a gym in the hotel, and they had treadmills. And then there was a separate training room with mats, and they had the fighters were in there, turned the heat up, and there was multiple small mobile saunas and stuff like that, and that helped a lot. And so that was good. That was really cool. I enjoyed that experience. I was cutting weight alongside some Russian fighters that weren't even speaking English yet. They were jamming to some J. Cole. I thought it was the coolest experience ever. But as you mentioned, it fell through. Just because of the way the format of PFL, the tournament, as a professional, I've had fights fall through pretty close to when I was in an amateur, but I went there. I was out there. I still went out there. That's just an experience I've never went through. Going through all of this obsessive energy that I get over the person I'm going to fight. All I thought about was Tyler Diamond every fucking day for at least the last month. I would think about fighting the guy every day, and now I'm here. I cut the weight. I have that stress, that high level of this huge buildup, and I'm getting ready for the drop off, and I just built up, and then I'm just stuck there. And I don't know, just being an alternate, they still wanted me to go through the process of the same processes that everyone else was going through as far as the fighters were concerned, the pictures and all that stuff. And that was cool, but doing it when you're not fighting just made me feel really shitty. That sucked. And I wasn't super mad, but when I was backstage the day of the event that I was supposed to fight. And I'm like kind of sitting off in the corner just because like I don't really have a locker room or like any like I don't know, it just felt like I wasn't supposed to fucking be there. Like they invited me, like I was a kid, they invited the party out of pity, but no one really talks to me or really gave a fuck if I was there. And that kind of sucked just because it made me feel like lesser than the fighters that were actually competing that night when I know in my heart that I'm not less than them. I am fighting the first fight of the night on the 23rd, but make no mistake, I'm the fucking main event. And that's the way I feel. And it's hard to talk and act that way when I don't get to show it, you know? I can't tell you I'm the shit if I don't get to show you it, you know, it kind of sucked. But yes, as far as the fight week goes, mixed emotions. Awesome. They took care of me. I got a bunch of takedown gear. That was cool. But yes, the experience of being at a fight and going through the whole process without actually having that like release at the end, the actual fight, that fucking sucked. I got violent blue balls because of it. I don't know.
And that's what I was sitting on. Like, I don't want to say I was sitting on blue balls, but I was about to be like, you know, you got blue balled basically because it was like,
yeah, that's what happened. I've been getting blue balled.
Left. Like,
yes, I've never been in shape for this long. Like normally I get a little chubby in between fights. No, I fucking fought Vassal, and then they were talking to me about the Ultimate Fighter, and I knew I'm like I could be fighting like the first week within the first few days, and I need to be like in shape, and I'm gonna have to make weight again thereafter pretty quickly. In shape. That falls through. All right, now it's April. I weighed in at 160 for a grappling match, so I was at 165. I was in shape. Then June rolls around. I'm in great shape again. Get blue balled again. Now I'm here again. I'm like, dude, I've been in shape like all year. I've been in great shape all year.
Yeah, because I mean, we've known each other for about 4 years, and like I kind of commented a few times, like, you know, I think I even commented like leading into the film, like, dude, you're in fucking shape. Like, no homo. Like, I was like this. Like, I've never. Like, you could tell you were taking it seriously going into that fight because you usually keep it on until about a week before. You know, you can tell when you're leading into a fight, and
my face.
When I messaged you, like you were ready then. But you know, like, now looking forward to your next opponent, Jesse Stirn. He comes in with a 16-6 record. That's more fights in the win column than you've had your career. But more importantly, his four of his losses though have come by way of submission. Now, anyone who's seen you fight, I mean, you've thrown in a lot more stand up as you aged in the sport. But going back to the original, like your jiu-jitsu is your base. Miguel Torres, so on, you know, the whole nine. Knowing that 4 of his like losses and 4 of your 8 wins have come by submission, like, does that give an extra motivation, or is it just one of those like you can't focus on one thing? It's a fight.
No, I'm not focused on one thing at all, and I wouldn't give a fuck if he's never lost by submission ever. I know what's going to happen, and I don't. No one needs to do it before me for me to know that I can do it. That's why I was fighting the undefeated guys. If that like was a big deterrent for me, nobody beat the undefeated guys by submission or by knockout or by decision. So why would I think I'm going to do it? Man, because I'm special. And but yeah, to answer your question, whether he had those or not, I know I'm going to submit him. But yes, seeing those 4 losses, just it's blood in the water, you know.
Now the one downside to your arsenal is don't get to use the elbows anymore.
Fuck, man, I know. That sucks. And the thing about the elbows is that came so natural to me with the grappling exchanges because we don't even wear elbow pads at the gym like that. We barely started like kind of tossing the idea around of adding them in. It's still such a crazy concept to me to elbow someone even with the pads on. But yeah, that just came so naturally. That was just something that naturally occurred. It was organic for me. I liked it, and I was fucking good at it, and I was only getting better. But yes, I'm just gonna have to sharpen up some other tools and you know just keep drilling them. And when the fight comes, I'll be ready. I just hope I don't accidentally knock the dude in the head with my elbow.
My next kind of question lead in there is like, you know, a lot of your elbows lead to your submission attempts. Like, have you been trying to like practice without elbows to kind of like set the mind to like not use them? Anything changed yet in training?
Well, so that's what I'm saying is I didn't even train the elbows like before when I was throwing them. That there was no drilling that was happening. Maybe on the bag, like that's about it. But so yeah, I hope I don't accidentally throw them because they came out pretty naturally when I wasn't training them, and now I can't stop training them if I never started. So I'm just hoping, yeah, no accidents happen. But yeah, I'm probably gonna give him a couple forearms to the face, something like that. You know, be a dick, but no, I'm gonna have to use the punches to set up the submissions and stuff like that, and some transitions, and they can make mistakes.
Also, and then we kind of talked about the whole fight week no longer being like the day before weigh-ins and all that. So you're coming out to DC probably early, like Monday or Tuesday, probably a fight week.
Monday.
So Washington D.C. coming in from I want to say Chicago, just make it easy for everyone to kind of give an idea of where you're from.
Yeah.
I do the same thing. I'm not from York, PA. I'm from fucking Philly or wherever you want to say it.
Yeah, I'm too close to Chicago not to just say Chicago.
So whole little different scenery. Who's all coming out with you for this one? Like outside of the team itself is like, I'm assuming like Shelby and are the kids coming? Like who's all coming out with you?
Shelby's gonna come out on Thursday. I will never bring my kids. I just don't think that mentally I could do that. I'm a different human being at that point. Like my focus is different, and that would deter me. So yeah, no kids, never. That's never gonna happen. But it's going to be just me, Dan, and Shelby for the most part. I might have, I think my dad's going to come out Friday and check it out. The anthem looks cool. We're excited for that. But yeah, I don't think it should be a big crew. Plus, I'm sure a lot of people, just because of the way things have been happening the last, 2 attempts of me fighting, they're not so sure. Like, is this motherfucker even going to fight or what's going to happen here, So get this one under my belt, and hopefully they come out to Chicago again next year, and I can beat someone up in my backyard.
Awesome. Then on the other side too, with the team, who's the corner this time? Dan Gilbert and who else? Anyone else?
That's it. It's going to be Dan Gilbert for sure. Danny B is being a boat boy right now, so he's not he likes going on boats, and he does he's like a captain and stuff for like a company and stuff. So he's doing that. We were trying to have Lewis come out, because he's real good at holding pads and stuff like that. But he's got a random injury right now. I'm thinking about asking Steve, but worst comes to worst. Last time around with that fight that fell through, it was just me and Dan, and I'm comfortable with that. I'm not very high maintenance. I don't need 20 people in my corner. As long as I got someone that can give me water, give me ice, and just let me know, like, hey, you're winning, you're losing, a little more of this, a little less of that, and I'm all good. My head is on straight.
August 23rd, Washington, D.C., PFL 7. You opened the card. As you already said, you're the main event. They're just going to work from you up.
PFL 9. PFL 9.
Night is 7.
No, you're good. You're good.
7's in my head. 9, Washington, D.C., at the Anthem. So everyone, we've done an interview before. People know who you are. If they don't, they've been fucking up. But I want to pass along to you, you probably have sponsors now, too. I know you had the little takedown discount code. That'll be down below if anyone's interested in discounts.
Enter Squabbles at checkout for 15% off your order.
And then, I'm going to pass the mic to you, kind of give everyone your shout outs. And then, more importantly, tell people who, for some reason, may not have UFC Fight Pass, why they should tune in to the first card, the first fight, Jose Perez versus Jesse Stirn. Mike's all yours.
I have consistently for the past 3.5 years been the blinking light on the Christmas tree that is UFC Fight Pass. I am the guy that does the wild shit. I am the guy that consistently gives you the fights that other people say that they will give you. I am the guy that has consistently been fighting the toughest tests, the way that the other guys say that they were. I am the guy that consistently takes risks when it's unnecessary, and just like the way those other guys say they do. If you have Fight Pass, type my name in, scroll down. They got a little section for me. It's got a real pretty picture of me beating someone up. Click on it. All of them. All of my fights are exciting. Even the fucking ones I lose are going to be exciting just because that's who I am. That's just who I am. When other people face an opponent that they realize is better than them, their foot comes off the gas and they go into self-preservation mode. They know they're going to lose and they've accepted defeat, and they're trying to basically just cushion the fall. Like, I'm going to lose, but I don't want to get knocked out. I don't want to get submitted. I want to lose a boring decision. So they're guaranteeing they're losing because they're not willing to take the risk at winning. Because with me, if you're kicking my ass, you better believe I'm going to do whatever the fuck it takes to win or expedite the process of losing, just because that's who I am in my heart and in my soul. Go watch Fight Pass, check me out, and then you guys will understand why I say the main event happens, the first fight of the night on August 23rd. As long as Jesse Stern's up for it, as long as he can hang in there, then I will make a name off of his back.
August 23rd, not on UFC Fight Pass, on ESPN Plus. Not to keep pushing UFC Fight Pass because this fight is no longer there.
Yeah, my whole resume's there. My whole resume's on Fight Pass. I'm still with him. I love him.
So, UFC or ESPN Plus, August 23rd, PFL 9, Best of Skill. You're finally where you fucking belong. Let's keep going and add it on to it. Best of Skill.
No, sir. I'm not even close yet. I'm going to be, though. In 2025, I'll be exactly where I belong.